The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
Coffee time.
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 And here is your Coffee Time crew.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, y'all. Hump day. So welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United, and I got my regular Coffee Time crew with me, Pedro and Carol. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, America. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. So what we got tonight? We got getting the most out of your Meta Ray Bans. I don't know. We might start getting left behind in this one, Pedro. People start buying the new ones, and they're gonna be able to do a couple more things that we won't be able to do. I guess I'm not sure.
It seems like that. It seems like that. I've been reading a little bit about that, and the wording was, the AI can do a little more.
Right. So, but the point, they're
Yes.
not giving us the information on whether we're going to get the upgrade and the update, or we got to get another pair of glasses to get all the new features or new advancements.
And people are reselling their glasses right now. I've seen if you out for the market, I think some resellers like eBay and stuff like that have them like at the lowest I seen 150.
Well, I'm going to treat this just like my telephone. I ain't getting a new pair until I need to get a new pair. Okay.
Right. That part.
Yeah. Because they do have one that is Meta Ray-Bans display and then Meta versions.
Right. I've seen that where you can get, if you're sighted, you can get the display in the lens, or you can get the regular ones without the display. But the beauty of it is, at least now they jumping into more stylish glasses. I mean, not the Wayfarers are not the classic, okay? Everybody recognize them when they see them, but at the same time, people like myself, I literally do prefer the sports style. I prefer that wraparound style.
Right. Right.
So
the Oakley style.
Oakley. I mean, again, my Ray Bans are wraparound, other than my Metas.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they make sport, but they just didn't make the Meta Ray Bans in sport.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
So I mean, if I upgrade, that would be the reason I upgrade, because of the sports style. But anyway, that's our group for tonight. We got that at 6:00 tonight. And so if you got any questions, or maybe you got some information you want to share with us, maybe you went out and bought a brand new pair. I don't know, but come on in, hang out with us. Let's share some information about these Meta Ray Bans. Help each other learn how to use them to the best of their ability, right? So
Yeah. Also, I try to perform a demo. Last time people were able to hear my Ray-Ban, so I have connected the calendar, and we can check out a couple of prompts we can give the calendar and see what can we do with this new feature as well. If you want to see that in action, after our meeting.
Well, when we get off the air, I can tell you, George, a secret to get the way he does the demos nice and clear.
All right.
I don't want to share his trade secret,
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm pretty sure you can accomplish it, so it ain't no big thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, beyond that, like I said, that's what we got going on tonight. Hopefully next month. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pedro. Ain't this the night where we're supposed to be doing Jose's thing next month?
Yeah.
Once or twice a month.
No, it'd be the last week.
Okay, so
right before our Ray-Ban Meta classes. class is gonna be a dual language. So that means Spanish and English because he speaks both.
Right.
More details coming up.
Yeah. We're working it out. We're trying to, again, our Spanish, fellow citizen, whatever, fellow
Our
human
community,
beings,
our Spanish blind community
Yeah.
needs a little more resources, a space where they could come together and get some resources, even come be helped out. Sometimes the Spanish community does have a little less resources. Some things are not all the way there yet, and if we can help out in having a space for them in our Blind United umbrella, that's pretty cool. That's cool,
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what we're all about, trying to unite the blind. So that's just all part of it. I don't care, that's just part of what we're trying to do. So look forward to that coming up in the new schedule. So be more details on that. So anyway, damn, why I always forget in the morning what's that first? The first topic,
FBI launches a crackdown or something like that.
Something about the medicine.
FDA has.
There you go.
They're doing a crackdown on misleading drug commercials. I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll talk about it on the other side. Check this out, and then we'll talk about it.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. FDA launches major crackdown on deceptive drug advertising. In a sweeping move that could reshape how Americans learn about prescription medications, the Food and Drug Administration has launched a nationwide enforcement campaign targeting deceptive direct-to-consumer drug advertising. Thousands of pharmaceutical companies and telehealth platforms have received warning letters, with the FDA citing widespread violations of transparency and safety standards. At the heart of the crackdown is a growing concern that many ads, especially those aired on television and social media, fail to adequately disclose risks, side effects, or limitations of the drugs being promoted. The FDA's new initiative aims to ensure that consumers receive clear, balanced information before making decisions about their health. The agency is also considering new rules that would require full risk disclosures in all televised drug ads, including those for mental health treatments, weight loss medications, and chronic condition therapies. This could mean longer commercials or stricter formatting requirements, but advocates say it's a necessary step to protect public health. Telehealth platforms, which surged in popularity during the pandemic, are also under scrutiny. The FDA found that many online prescription services were using misleading language or omitting critical safety information in their promotional materials. These platforms are now being asked to revise their advertising practices or face penalties. Consumer advocacy groups have praised the FDA's actions, noting that misleading drug ads can lead to overprescription, misuse, and dangerous side effects, especially among vulnerable populations. For blind and visually impaired individuals, who often rely on audio cues and screen readers, the clarity and completeness of drug information is especially vital. The FDA's campaign is expected to continue through the end of the year, with additional guidance and enforcement updates anticipated in the coming months. As the agency tightens its grip on pharmaceutical marketing, the hope is that consumers will be better equipped to make informed, safe choices about their health. Have thoughts on this topic? Drop them in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
So here's my thing, and please understand, I do not watch TV anymore. I do not have any regular network channels. I just don't watch it anymore. Everything I do is online, YouTube or whatever. And I remember, when I was still, listening to regular TV, all of these drug ads and stuff about new drugs or whatever, they were required at that time to literally list all of the side effects. I mean, to the point that you could tell when they were getting to that list, right? They'd put it in like fast forward. You hear all of it really, really, really fast, right?
Right.
So my point being, Why are they now having to be forced to go back to that? Who let that go away? I mean, again, yeah, you want to have all that stuff listed. You want to know if I'm taking this drug with this drug, then I'm going to have this side effect or whatever. I mean, it's always, I mean, look at, they got warning labels on the side of stuff now. They started with the cigarettes, side effect of smoking is cancer. Okay, cool. Now I know if I smoke, I'm going to get cancer. But my point being, all of these other drugs that they've been putting out there, they've always had to list these side effects. And now it's like the Department of Justice is now going after them to get that back in place. I'm confused. When did it get removed where they didn't have to do that anymore? I don't know. So, but I think it's right that they do. Everybody needs to know what's going on. I mean, smart people, you know what I'm saying? They had their pharmacy from pharmacist. Hey, look, you got the list of all the drugs I'm taking. Make sure ain't nothing interacting with each other. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. They'll do that for you. So that's the way I do it. But again, I was unaware that they weren't, any longer announcing all of these side effects of, taking these drugs. So
No, I mean, I watch, a few series where they do have these commercials, and when I'm around my visual friends, they say they have such a beautiful background and all of these different things about how well this medication can make you feel. But a lot of times they do not list the side effects, and I don't know about y'all, but I need to know if my hair and the eyebrows are gonna fall off, or if my bottom lip is going to start shaking, or if I'm going to have excessive diarrhea or tingling in my fingers and toes. I need to know all of that,
right,
and to not be able to announce that, I actually think it has something to do with the money. you know to me, the money with the commercials, of course, it costs, and it costs sometimes by seconds. So if this particular company that's, I guess, having anything to do with this medication, they may not want to pay for this particular ad to announce that because it's more money to do that. So I don't know if it had something to do with it, but that just makes a little bit more sense. But before they did, spill out the side effects in a diuretic type, a diarrhea type of tone, to where you barely could catch what was supposedly a side effect. But like you suggested earlier, Ed, if I have to take some medication that may interact with another medication, my pharmacist, I know them by first names. And it's like, I just, need to know, if this is going to give me some type of interaction that I need to be aware of. They already have, if I have allergies or different things of that sort. So they need to be just as concerned as my primary care physician about my health as, you know, anybody else that's in the medical field should.
right. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I want to know if am I gonna have diarrhea, am I gonna get constipated,
Right.
I'm gonna get itching between my toes, or what? Tell me what's going on with this. Not only what the side effects of taking the drug are, but now what side effects am I going to have because I'm taking that drug with this drug? So,
Right. That's
you know,
right.
anyway, what
Yeah.
you got, baby?
Yeah, that is true, and I'm glad they're starting to do that because you have side effects that can lead to other chronic diseases, can lead to other drastic side effects like hallucinations, rashes, swollen throats, other things like that. You hear about people if you start seeing blurry, get to a doctor. If your heart rate's elevated for like an hour, get to your doctor. You hear about caution of taking this drug can cause ear loss, you know
Mm-hmm.
um all these stuff. And sometimes you got folks that take several medications,
Right.
and like Ed was saying. And also, Ed, before I forget, you're an exception now. People your age are still stuck to the blue tube, to the square tube in their living room still, you
A
know?
square tube. You talking about TV?
Yeah, they're stuck to the tube, still watching cable and all that. Their
Mhm.
stories. Nothing against that. I'm saying you're
Well, let me put it this way: what makes me feel good is not TV, but having that extra money in my pocket. Okay, well,
Right.
it got to be where I was paying $250
Mhm.
a month just to watch TV.
Oh
Yeah.
No,
wow,
Yeah.
no, I'm good. Okay, I'm
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
and
my direct TV was 200 a month, and even though I still watch TV, it's just local channels and I don't watch a
yeah.
lot of it, but it's certain things, that I
Right.
enjoy.
Mhm. But
Well,
yeah, but going back to the to what the article was saying, yes, a lot of these doctors, even my doctor last time we were discussing the medications I had. He had his computer and he was looking all this stuff up, and he was like, "Hold on, let me research right fast." And and I like to ask questions, man. I like to ask questions. Sometimes they'd be like, "Well, I don't think you need an authorization," and I'm like, you know what? I need an authorization, and I'm asking for one. And
Right.
we figured out the problem. We in the end, we figured out the problem. It was kind of crazy.
well, I mean,
But
again, you got to have good doctors. I mean, even there's doctors that when I went to go see my dermatologist last Friday, I guess it was, they gave me some new, stuff like that. And I was okay. Well, why are you changing it up? She's okay. Well, what you had was fine, but this is a newer version. That, is better. This, and I'm talking about cream because I had to put
Right.
it on the little stuff like that. This here is more. Yeah, okay, cool, no problem. I said, now again, they're gonna mess with. I mean, even though it's topical, it's got chemical ingredients in it. It's soaking into my skin. It's getting in my bloodstream. What is that going to do? With all the other medications I take? She sat down and she was okay. You're taking this. I mean, she was looking at the screen, right, and running down the list of medications that I do take. And she said, "No, it looks like everything here. You good? I don't see anywhere there's potential. Uh, uh, extra side effects from this." And I said, okay, well, so you said extra. I said, well, what are the side effects?
Right.
Well, no, this you're gonna feel a little greasy here and there, because it's a topical, right? And I said, okay, no problem. It's just basically keeping the areas where I have to put it moist so that they can, whatever. But again, you gotta stay on top. You gotta advocate for yourself. I mean, if you don't, they'll just give you anything. The next thing you know, your toes are falling off. Why am I
Right.
losing a toe? Oh, that's because you took Tylenol with Advil. Whatever. I'm just throwing names out
hey,
there,
hey,
but
hey, leave my cocktails alone. I'm just joking.
well, no, I mean I hear you, and a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people take cocktails of medication. I
Yeah,
mean,
they do.
again, that was one of the keys to finding, a way for AIDS patients to survive longer. They had to take
Right.
this crazy cocktail of drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just the individual drugs; it was the interaction with all of the drugs at the same time. That was the cocktail.
Right.
I mean, we talked about this before. People with diabetes, man, you might have a whole shoebox full of pills. You got to take one pill, you know, once a day. You got to take this pill 3 times a day. You might have to take that pill 5 times a day. But my point being, you taking 20, 30 pills a day,
Right.
because of that illness. So, so again, I think it's great that they bringing it back into you know, transparency. I'm still dumbfounded. Why did y'all let that go away? Because when the last I watched TV, it was part of it. You had every commercial had it on there. Either read it in regular, whatever, or they just speeded up the voice. They had that one cat. I think he was making millions of dollars because he could just talk that fast. You know.
Right. Right. And again, a
So
lot of times too, if you have the medication, the list of the side effects are actually with your medication, but a lot of people don't take the time to read it.
well, and
And
for us, we can't read it.
no,
You
we
know.
can't. You're right.
So
We cannot. So to
on
be
that,
told is
so
definitely helpful.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to jump into a couple promos and then we'll get into this next article. Be right back with you. Okay.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
All right. Well, as far as Jimmy's concerned, man, I recommend Jimmy if anybody's looking for something different. If you cool with your plain white cane with a red tip, I ain't mad at you. I don't know. I've always been different, and I'm no different with my cane. Number one is I want to stand out. I want to be different. Number two, I use it as an accessory. Depending on what I'm doing. If I'm going to do something, where I need to get dressed up, guess what cane I grab? My gold cane. It looks like a rod of gold that I'm walking with, right? It's dressy, it's flashy, it's whatever, My everyday cane is my all-terrain cane that I can beat the dog poop out of it. And I don't have to worry about it. It's good and strong. And if I need to, I can fold it up and bust somebody upside the head with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really good and strong. But if you want something different, you know what I'm saying? Or, just maybe you just need another regular cane, whatever. Jimmy's got them, all brands, like I said, the aircraft aluminum canes, the all-terrain canes, the regular, graphite canes, Ambitech, whatever. He's got them. So, and then plus by, supporting Jimmy and his business, you're also supporting his nonprofit, which is You Can Give, because every dime you spend over there now goes to help You Can Give and give canes to people all over the planet that normally could not get a cane. So support Jimmy in any way you can. I appreciate it. This next one, again, AI is always in the news. So it's just another kind of quick rundown of some various things that, we got a couple in here that might be old, but a couple new ones that caught my attention. So check this out.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. AI breakthroughs reshape healthcare, farming, and accessibility. Artificial intelligence continues to redefine what's possible across industries, and September has brought a wave of innovations with real-world impact. From medical diagnostics to sustainable agriculture and accessibility tools, these breakthroughs are changing lives and expanding opportunity. In healthcare, Butterfly Network has unveiled an AI-powered ultrasound device that fits in the palm of your hand. Designed to work with smartphones, this tool allows clinicians to perform high-quality scans without bulky equipment. The device uses artificial intelligence to guide users in real time, making it especially valuable in rural and underserved areas where access to specialists is limited. Meanwhile, Apple has introduced a real-time translation feature powered by on-device AI. This tool allows users to speak in one language and hear responses in another instantly. For blind and visually impaired users, this could open new doors for travel, education, and cross-cultural communication, especially when paired with voiceover and other accessibility features. In the world of agriculture, Andes has launched an AI-driven carbon capture system that uses microbes to lock carbon into soil during planting. This innovation not only helps fight climate change, but also improves soil health and crop yields. Farmers across the United States are already piloting the technology, with promising early results. These developments reflect a broader trend. AI is no longer just a buzzword. It's a practical tool reshaping how we live, work, and connect. For the blind and visually impaired community, the potential is especially exciting. From smarter screen readers to AI-enhanced navigation apps, the future is becoming more inclusive with each new advancement. As these technologies continue to evolve, the challenge will be ensuring equitable access and ethical deployment. But for now, the promise of AI is clear, and it's already making a difference. Have thoughts on this topic? Drop them in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, again, I'm liking some of this new stuff. I mean, again, I think that's a great thing for especially smaller doctors and stuff like that, clinics, rural clinics or whatever, being able to use this ultrasound thing now on your phone, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they've changed from being some big old bulky machine to now when I've gone and had ultrasound lately anyway. They're looking at it on a computer screen and then they just hit the button and take a screenshot every time they want a picture of something. I imagine that this new technique also do the same thing. I mean, because again, you're just using sound waves to create an image on the screen, and if you see something, there's ways to take a screenshot on your phone as well. So just making that type of technology a lot more accessible and not a lot more available, for early diagnosis of stuff, so that's a great thing, somebody you come in there, you got a lump on your arm, and okay, well, let me take a look right quick. And now rather than just looking at it and poking at it, he break out that little butterfly thing and okay, let's take a really good look. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
The soil thing, man, I think that's great as well. A lot of people don't realize George Washington Carver. I'm going way
Yeah, you
back.
are.
Don't nobody know who he was. He was actually
Peanut man.
uh, well, yeah, he invented the peanuts, right?
Mm.
Well, peanut butter or
Peanut butter.
whatever.
Yes.
They give credit to, as they often did back in those days, to other folks. But I mean, this man, he had it down. He used to go around and teach the farmers, you have to rotate your crops, grow this season, grow that season, whatever. Why? To keep the soil plenished. And one of the main things we need in our soil is that carbon. So now that you got this going on and you're able to keep some of that in the soil, man, that's great. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The healthier the soil, the healthier the product, right? I mean, that's the way I look at it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The higher the yield,
well, that too,
and that's what
uh,
we actually need with the planet. This with the large population that we have. All this technology. Yeah. In the beginning, AI were like, oh man, that tool really ain't gonna do nothing. That tool really, they didn't really have too
Oh
much
yeah. Nobody was
expectations.
gravitating to it really.
No. And then, now we have the self-driving taxis. We got these drones in China that are gonna be driven by AI that gonna be flying cars. Now we have even AI within this medical technology that is able to scan and be a portable device even in rural areas. And we're having reports of so many clinics and hospitals closing down across the United States because due to the political climate right now. But this technology is able to be portable and help out different people. They also mention earbuds that translate as well, so doctors can and medical staff can be back and forth with people. Um, and with that, Apple has actually added those across the AirPod Pro model. So if you have the second generation, you're able to do the live translation. Although it's limited at the language at this moment, but more languages are expected to roll out as well. So technology is moving, especially that AI. We got to make it work for us. We got to make it help us in the everyday as well. That's pretty great that we're that we be able to benefit from this technology.
Well,
Oh
we
yeah,
got to
it's
make it
steady
work for
improving.
us. Yeah, we definitely got to make it work for us. I mean, again, like I've said from day one, I'll say it again. We got to learn how to use it before it learns how to use us. So again, I'm just grateful that they're doing what they can in various areas to try to expand, what the improve the quality of the product or
Hmm.
service that they're trying to find, whether it's the research or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's great. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Go ahead, Carol.
Oh, I just basically was saying, I really enjoy just hearing about the translations. I know they were speaking, possibly with the hospitals and, doctors and stuff, but, here, in everyday life. I mean, yesterday I ordered a Subway through DoorDash and the gentleman only spoke Spanish. And even though through Blind United, by the way, that does, Let's Talk Spanish, I am learning some things I just can't, you know, say. So if I'm not using my Google Translator, and sometimes I can't pull that up quick enough unless I have a shortcut, which you can learn how to do also through Blind United. Uh, you know, I just if I have my headbuds or those pros on that you were just mentioning, to just speak and they speak back and I understand and they understand with this new AI technology. That's brilliant,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
If they both have the
Well, he
earbud,
would have
but
to. He or she would have to have it as well, right?
yes, yes. Or the phone could probably speed it out. We see how that works. Apple is
Right.
also bringing AI like that on board device through FaceTime calls or even regular calls that go back and forth and translate. You know,
Right.
and what Google is doing is cloning your voice, and when it responds to you or you respond to somebody, it will talk in Spanish like your voice to them.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Because
So
right now I have it just set at one little. It probably gives me the option to change it to a few different voices, but to mimic my voice would be even better. And it
mm,
works really well.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it does good results. So
Mm-hmm.
AI is coming out in different ways, helping different uh productivity is one, that helps out as well. And then using it in industrial, sector like farming, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been hearing reports of sometimes crops not growing as strong or not a lot, and stuff like that. So I'm
Well,
glad
I mean,
to
right now they got the people to pick the crops, but it ain't my fault. That's their fault.
That's true. That's true.
And
sometimes
plenty of people had they not done what they did. So,
a
Yeah.
smart man learns from someone else mistakes and doesn't go through them.
well,
It
well,
keeps a hungry planet.
well, I hear you. I hear you. And now they want to. Well, no, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, they again, they're coming up with some really really good stuff. I mean, there's a couple more ingredients that are actually essential into our soil. Carbon being one of them. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but again, we need this stuff. We need to have this healthy soil. I mean, again, all of these pesticides, insecticides that these commercial farmers and stuff are putting on the food and stuff, that's not good for us, right? Number one.
Mm-mm.
So I wish they would come up with something that's all organic that would,
Hmm.
do something to get away with, using these
A,
chemicals to
Like
get
a
rid of
natural
these
smell
a
insects.
natural,
repellent.
yeah, a natural
Yeah,
fertilizer. Uh huh.
yeah,
Hmm. That could
something like
help. That could help as well. AI has been solving equations. They just have been putting artificial intelligence with quantum computing and tasks that will take a computer up to the like billions and billions of years. Google's quantum chip Willow just solved it. I believe like in an hour.
Mm.
So once this technology keeps perfecting, the doors are gonna open up to creating these type of medications tailored to individuals, medications that could deliver straight to certain genes, even with stem cells, and be able to program those stem cells way more because they be able to model this all in a quantum computing that can handle all this data in the same time with all these sequences that's going to happen and chemical changes, even when it comes to weather. This can have a great implementation because they also solved a equation, and I'm blanking on the young gentleman, well, on the gentleman's name. He's a scientist and he has an equation about, it's like the butterfly effect, but they were never able to map out, let's say, for example, the thrust in an airplane. When you're riding in an airplane, there's oh my god, I'm
Torque?
blanking. No, not the torque, but when the plane shakes a little. Oh my god, I'm
Oh,
blanking on
turbulence.
Turbulence.
turbulence. Yeah, and they haven't been able to modelize and see the equation, right? But with this AI computing they've just been doing, they think they have solved that equation, and they think they'd be able to model these and have less of that in an airplane. Well, they build and design planes as well. So, this is the first steps they're taking. These are still in labs, and then it has to be scaled down, and this is, has to be underground as well. So it's a lot of type of conditions and stuff. But once it starts getting refined and start coming out to the private sector, some into the public sector, I think it's gonna be a game changer.
Well, it's already a crazy thought to be in the sky, in the middle of the air.
What?
And
Sorry.
no, I said it's also crazy to think that you're up in the sky, you're flying through the air, and then all of a sudden the plane starts shaking, and it's almost like hitting a pothole in the street.
Right.
Exactly. It feels like you're
Yeah.
riding in a ride.
You
As when
know,
I was riding airplanes when I was young, I was like, okay, we're flying. Now as adult, I feel like it's a road, but air's flowing under it.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a substance basically, and this AI modeling and the AI equations they're
Yeah.
doing is all these substances combined, and they think they just broke and came out with different variables of substances and different, like a new substance. So
Well, I
it's
mean,
news that
again,
I stay up to. I'm just saying what they said.
I mean, think about the difficulty. I mean, remember when I had sight or whatever, and for those that are sighted, right? You look up at the sky. Everything looks calm and what I mean, depending on the day, right? But we'll just say on a regular nice day, right? Everything looks calm and whoa, 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 whoa. You don't realize that air up there is traveling in 5, 10 different directions. You
True.
know what I'm saying? It's like layered and is it's got cross streets and all this kind of stuff.
Like
Where
the
the
ocean just in the sky.
just same thing. So again, to having something that can model that stuff and hopefully steer you up, over it, under it, around it, whatever. That would be something that would really, really, not only that, think of the damage to the plane. Being, you up there
Shook.
traveling a couple 100 miles an hour and all of a sudden the plane starts shaking. Oh, damn, I hope the wing don't fall off. I hope the engine don't fall off. But there's vibration, and what does vibration do? Again, it's going to cause wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to, it's going
Correct.
to make our lanes help our planes be a lot more safer as well. So, that's great, 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 great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, all right. Well, we at the end of this segment. We got a couple more promos, and then we got one more article for y'all. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual walk. A mile in my shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 5000 Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday attacks blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
Well, I think this is the point where I went off yesterday. I promise not to do that today. I'm just going to say it this way. This event is to create awareness within the sighted community about our community. So I need all the folks in the blind community to live here in Southern California. Grab your friend, grab your family member, grab the waitress, grab your doctor, who somebody sighted that just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring them out here. Let's educate them together. And in that way, we'll have a better understanding and they'll know better how to interact with us, as well as, with legislators and stuff. They get to learn why we need audible signals, why we need tactile pathways, why all these various things that we're asking for, they'll understand why. So one more quick thing, I'm going to throw it out there now so I don't forget about it. October 11th is Walk a Mile. October 25th is our Halloween party. So we're doing the Blind United Halloween 2025. We got prizes for best female, best male, and best couple costumes. Again, we're going to have a lot of different stuff going on. There'll be opportunity to win a couple bucks with the 50-50 drawing. And, of course, we'll always have door prizes and stuff like that. But at the same time, we'll also have some other good stuff going on for you, some little spooky stuff going on. See what we can do about scaring you. It ain't hard to scare blind people, but they just walk over and just walk up behind you and start putting something in your face, and what is that? Whatever. Anyway, but we're just everyday people. We just like to have fun, and everything we do, we want to live our best life. So come on out and hang out with Blind United. No matter what it is we're doing, we're always trying to have fun with it as well. So, all right, this next one, man, wow. This next one is, a restructuring, revamping of the Civil Rights Division of the government. I'm telling y'all, we're in trouble. Check this out.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this third article. DOJ restructures Civil Rights Division, sparking controversy. A major shakeup at the U.S. Department of Justice has ignited concern among civil rights advocates nationwide. The DOJ has restructured its Civil Rights Division, consolidating hiring power under Trump-aligned supervisors and altering long-standing procedures that once protected the division from political influence. Historically, the Civil Rights Division has operated with a degree of independence, allowing career attorneys to focus on enforcing anti-discrimination laws without partisan interference. But under the new structure, hiring decisions for civil rights attorneys are now centralized, with political appointees playing a larger role in selecting candidates. The impact has been swift. Over 75% of career attorneys in the division have reportedly left since the changes were announced, raising alarms about the future of civil rights enforcement in areas like voting access, disability rights, housing discrimination, and police accountability. Critics argue that the restructuring undermines the division's integrity and could lead to selective enforcement of civil rights laws. They point to recent cases where investigations into voter suppression and disability discrimination were quietly dropped or delayed, suggesting a shift in priorities. Supporters of the move claim it will streamline operations and ensure that attorneys align with the administration's legal philosophy. However, many legal scholars warn that politicizing civil rights enforcement could erode public trust and weaken protections for marginalized communities. For the blind and visually impaired community, the stakes are high. The Civil Rights Division plays a key role in enforcing the Americans with Disabilities Act and ensuring equal access to education, employment, and public services. Any reduction in oversight or enforcement could have lasting consequences. As the debate continues, advocacy groups are calling for congressional hearings and increased transparency. Whether the restructuring will stand or face legal challenges remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the future of civil rights enforcement in America is at a crossroads. Have thoughts on this topic? Drop them in the comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that that's the department that does the ADA stuff for, us, one comment in there just stuck in my head: to ensure that these things follow the administration views on the law, right? Okay, this man don't had no view on the law. I mean, his law is okay. Everybody follow the law, but me and mine. Okay, I mean, everybody else has got to follow a law that he won't abide by. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Again, this is just another, attempt at taking our rights and stuff away from us, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see Jimmy was back on the air last night. I don't know who all actually, tuned in to see the monologue or whatever. I mean, again, did they make him tone it down? Nah, not really. But at the same time, and almost in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, uh, he kissed ABC's ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Always thankful for getting his job back. No, they had to give you a job back, brother. Okay, what they did was totally illegal. Okay, they were bound down to the pressure, but once that pressure started caused a leak in their bottom line, in their revenue stream. I don't know. We need to bring this guy back. He did, drop a few good ones on Trump and a few others in his monologue. Cash Patel, he did a skit where it had this the FCC chairman had a skit where there was supposed to be some new dude that was doing it, but it was crazy again. But he was able to dig and have fun with, make people laugh about, what's going on in this administration, man, into some of these crazy things. And that's, again, it's a civil right, but it's also a constitutional right to be able to do that, right?
Right.
Well, this thing here civil rights wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with the First Amendment, but at the same time, it's just another way that he is trying to erode our freedoms and our rights within this country. So pay attention to it, y'all. Really, please pay attention to it. So go ahead, Cal.
I mean, I agree with you. It almost stagnates everything, and it makes individuals feel like a prisoner. I watched Jimmy Kimmel last night, and I thought he was actually pretty good. And he did. He put in some good digs. I actually thought the voice of the FAA or FDA or whoever the gentleman was, I thought he sounded like Robert De Niro, honestly. But I just thought that it was well played out, and then the little remark about him having just one thing to say, and he was trying to give them instructions on how to get their subscriptions back that they had, deleted, to just show support, but it's like this administration is trying to, interrupt our speech, and now, interrupt our civil rights as far as what we have as individuals. And I don't think any of that is American. It's really scary, the time that we live in, to where sometimes I wake up and I'm wondering, am I awake or am I dreaming? Because this can't be the world that I'm living in now. It just, you don't think to even imagine things happening like it is. And for someone that has marks on their record, but not being accountable for it, to just pick fun at individuals and programs that are so needed as Americans. I just don't get it. I'm wondering what's next, because it's going to be something else. And this is just the beginning. Yeah, we're not even in a year yet, and it's really scary, really, really scary. But it's
Yes, it
just the
is.
times that we're living in, so we have to pull together as individuals and speak as one, to let all of these individuals that we disagree with about the things that we feel are our natural born right. We need to let them know we don't like it. And however we need to do it peacefully, we need to get that done quick.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I mean, I kind of like that little piece right there where he said they only require that I do one thing, and he pulled that piece of paper out. I think
Mm-hmm.
more of a dig at them, showing what made them put it back on air.
That's right.
Okay, because they lost a lot of money in them subscriptions and all that other kind of stuff. So again, I think that was another dig at
Oh
them.
yeah. He gave them
Yeah,
some clap back. I'm gonna say that. He clapped back on them. Real.
yeah. Yeah. I seen some of it. I didn't got to. I was working and stuff, but I seen the beginning of it. And yeah, I think the reports were they lost up to almost $4 billion. People were unsubscribing left and right, left
Ooh.
leaving out of weddings and different things like that. But I don't know. I guess the CEO read the thing wrong. I guess I don't know why would they want to stifle his speech. You know what I mean? And other comedians like John Stewart did a monologue. He did a funny monologue on cable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Seth Meyers, he was talking about him and all that too. He did a funny one, but I always watch Jimmy's monologue all the time. I like, it makes me laugh sometimes. Sometimes in this climate, we need some laughter.
Oh
We need
yeah.
something to
Well, I
laugh
mean,
at.
that's generally what it really the only part of the show I see. Because again, just so y'all don't think I'm pulling your leg, I don't watch TV. I got I'm subscribed to Jimmy Kimmel Live on on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
So
that's how I got it too.
Okay.
again, that's where I see it at. And
Hmm.
his actual monologue, well, the whole part that they put on YouTube yesterday, it was a long monologue. I mean, it was
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
17
26.
minutes.
No, the whole
25.
thing yeah, well, mine said 26, but there was some
Oh.
commentary in there as well. But,
Okay.
again, that's where I caught it at. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Kimmel, that's his money on that YouTube channel. If I'm watching ABC, that's ABC's money.
Right. And I watch
know.
Oh,
ABC.
we need to break down the contract to make sure that's his money. But I hope it is him and old boy's money. His fuck.
Is, is band leader or
Guillermo?
what?
Yeah, Guillermo. There you go, Guillermo.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol. But
You're welcome.
yes, so I'm glad to see her back. But them going with this ADA and restructuring quotes, and I do that in air quotes, restructuring the department in the views of the administration as how they translate the law. So the law could say one thing, but they can come like lawyers and this you know try to change what the wording is and try to give you a clouded description of the law to to I guess change it to their view and whoever they is, and this is what the right always talk about they, but the administration, that's who they is,
That's
you
who
know.
they is. I mean, again, this whole thing is crazy. I mean, remember, the Republican Party is the ones that have been spewing what they call, what's now known and has become a household term, alternative facts. I mean, there is no such thing as an alternative fact. The facts are the facts, right?
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about, alternative facts, but that's just their way to try to say that the facts aren't what they are, that it could be this. No, it ain't that, because the facts are the facts. It's just that simple. But, so again, lot to take these supposed to be bipartisan government agencies and restructuring them to align with this administration's views and policies and all that. No, that's totally wrong. Now we're becoming partisan. They're supposed to be bipartisan agencies, but he's taking all of these government agencies, he's lining them up. You know what the big joke is right now? Wait till the Democrats get back in office,
Yeah,
okay?
Mm.
but
Because
they
all
were.
of these dirty
Mhm.
tricks that y'all are pulling, you're creating precedents so that when the Democrats step up, they can do a lot of this same stuff right back at you. Okay.
Yep.
Hopefully they
Tit for
won't be
tat.
as vengeful, but you can trust and believe that they're gonna just start doing a lot of stuff they want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Go,
But
go ahead.
yeah, I also was hearing that they were this is gonna impact housing, rental housing, even probably the HUD housing, senior housing, you know, with these restructuring. I don't even know what's gonna happen with the ADA if the requirements of descriptive programming within broadcast, that falls under that. Us having accessible platforms with the things with the bump outs on the floor and all that, those are all under that uh
Civil
under
Rights
that
Division.
under that supervision and restructuring. Then they want to change it, and we know who are in charge. These really real estate moguls, are like they like to call themselves, and slash the owner, the one that rents out to everybody, the one that don't want to fix your window when it's broken,
A
ignores
landlord.
your call,
Slumlords.
your
Hmm.
slumlord. Exactly. So these agencies have to be bipartisan, no leaning no way, because then it erodes our fundamental constitutions, our why, and these services have to be across all, left or right, no matter what. That's why I always advocate for universal health care. No matter if you're left or right, you shouldn't go into debt because you got sick of the environment that is around us and been
That's true.
polluted.
Yeah.
Absolutely true, my brother. So, all right. Well, again, we right at the end of the show, so I'm just gonna go here. Don't forget to come hang out with us tonight on not AI, getting the most out of your Meta Ray Band at 6 p.m. And then don't forget about the Halloween party or Walk a Mile event. And as always, in closing, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're watching us on, please, please make that happen for us. And then it's hump day, y'all. So it's all downhill to the weekend, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Same time. Everybody have a great day.